Good morning, Internet fans. It is Ryan Perry with Simple Biz Support. Today is Wednesday, July 17th. Therefore, it is Internet Marketing Wednesday. And as usual, I have the beautiful and talented Sarah Giametti with Provaro Marketing on the other side. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yourself today?
Doing fabulous, thank you.
Very good. It's a beautiful day. I think we might be in the mid to high 80s. So I'm looking forward to spending some time outside after I get some work done.
Yeah, I think it's time to leave my cave.
Definitely. Before you leave the cave, though, we need to talk about another aggregate and social media scheduler. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about Post Planner and what the benefits of using Post Planner to save time and to aggregate content for social media accounts. And Post Planner is not the only product that's out there. There's another one that you use, and that is Bundle Post. So maybe you could start off telling us a little bit about some of the key features of Bundle Post, what makes it unique or special, and why a small business owner may be interested in this product.
It's mainly an RSS feed aggregator. So it takes a little bit of work to set it up initially, but once it's set up, it makes auto posting to your social media channels really easy.
Okay, and before we get too deep, I just don't want to lose people if people aren't familiar with an RSS feed. Essentially, what that is hopefully everybody's blog has an RSS feed, and essentially it's just a signal that says, this is my database of all the different blogs that I have. And so if you connect to an RSS feed, you're essentially able to import or review all the blog posts that they've had in a chronological order. Kind of
Correct.
in a layman's, that's very layman's, very non-technical layman's terms.
Right. The RSS feed link strips out all of the formatting of your website so that the aggregators can just get the information. Here's the headline, here's the text, here's the picture. When people link through to it, they do get sent all the way to that website article so that all the content is there. But it makes it just easier to be able to curate content in a hurry. We predominantly use this for Twitter, especially since you recommended 10 to 30 times a day because Twitter moves so fast. This is a really quick and easy way to schedule that out within just a few minutes.
Okay, and then let's also talk about real quickly for those that didn't see the last episode, some of the problems that people have. I know it's an issue why I started using software like this is simply because I didn't have the time or the desire to go out and find this content. I didn't want to have to create a list of all these different things, and put it like in an Excel spreadsheet and then click on it and then kind of see what all the different blogs were and go, ooh, I like that one, copy the link, and then post it on Twitter and then go, oh, okay, it's an hour's gone by. I got to go find more content. So I think one of the real advantages to using something like Bundle Post is twofold. One, you can take all of your RSS feeds that you have and you can literally, and I haven't used Bundle Post, but does it actually aggregate all the content so you can see all the different posts?
It does separately. So what you do is in the initial setup, it takes a little bit more time than Post Planner because you have to add in the RSS feeds that you want to track and pull from. And then you got to create the schedule and do a hashtag strategy. At least that's recommended. But once it's all in there, it's really easy to aggregate the content and create your schedule for the 1 to 5 days that you're doing it at a time. And so I think I timed myself. I was able to do like 5 days in about 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So it is also geared. It is a little bit geared more towards either agencies, a social media manager with multiple clients, or a serial entrepreneur. Those are probably the primary target market because where price point is, the level I pay for, I get unlimited everything, and I need that because I have multiple clients as well as my own stuff. Whereas a single business may or may not be the best option because unless you want to pay the money to have unlimited, you're tied to like one RSS feed a couple social media accounts. So that's just the big difference is it is a little bit more aimed towards or bigger business.
Right. Where I think if we go back to Post Planner, they don't limit the number of feeds as far as I know that you can go. However, they do limit the number of social media accounts. So as an example, the basic account that I use, I'm limited to 2 feeds, which is okay because for me in Simple Biz Support, I'm worried about curating, and delivering content on a calendar basis, on a timely basis where it's already set. And that's something that Bundle Post does also, is the fact that basically you create your calendar and say, okay, on this day, I want posts to go out at this time, this time, this time, this time. And then essentially you import that feed into it and it automatically takes care of, when 9 o'clock rolls around, boom, your tweet goes out at 9:45. If that's the time you chose, boom, your next one goes out, assuming that you've actually put content in there.
Right. And actually you aren't picking by time. You're just, I'll walk you guys through it.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of cool because I can go into, say, the Simple Biz Support blog and pick the last 5 articles and dump it into my schedule and then randomize it so it mixes everything up. And then it just automatically, based on my schedule, it starts you have to do it the day before, because it starts for tomorrow morning at the very first time I've set in my schedule, and then works its way through.
Let me ask you this. When you set your schedule, what do you mean by that? Are you just telling it, I want you to post 20 times and it determines at exactly what time it does? Or but you're not picking a time?
Well, sort of. I pick the start. I pick the start time and how many times a day I want to do it. Or if I want to do it, 60-minute increments starting at 7 a.m., then, I kind of have to count how many times I want, where do I want it to end? And so I just say, you do 10 posts a day, every 60 minutes, just from 7 to 7.
Right.
You just create a schedule.
Okay. And that's a little bit different than Post Planner. In Post Planner, you actually create a calendar and you can do it by the day if you want, or you can grab a group of days. And then, so what I've done is I've actually said at this time, send a post, at this time, send a post. So, but that is, if you're sending out a lot of content, it's kind of cool that it'll automatically, if you put X number of pieces in, you can just say, fill the slot between 7 and 7 as an example.
Right. And now it occurred to me, before I compile and show you guys this, I need to make sure where I end from the last time that we did it, because you don't want to overlap the content either. And it does right now. I export it into Hootsuite. So you compile it all, then you export into Hootsuite, and Hootsuite pushes it all out to Twitter on a schedule.
Okay. Well, when you're ready, go ahead and start that screen share. We've got about 7 minutes left in this episode.
Let's see. Screen share.
Hopefully we didn't yak too much ahead of time. We give you enough time to do some actual presentation. Here we go. All right, it's up.
So here's Bundle Post. One of the things you'll have to do when you first get it is set it up. So we'll go into schedules, and here I have all the different client schedules. So we'll go into, since I've got multiple ones, it's good to have a system, especially if any of you are social media managers thinking of using this, you want to have a system. So all of mine are the initials of my client, then a dash, then what the schedule is for. So it's really good for Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google+. I typically don't use auto posting for Facebook because of reach. Facebook throttles it if you don't schedule on Facebook directly, but you can use this for content curation that you then copy and paste into Facebook and schedule. So you'll see that my personal Twitter is 11 times a day. My business Twitter is 20 times a day. And if we look at it, I did the multiple time slots. It's starting from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. my time. And it's just on the hour or on the 5 after the hour. Once you set up your schedule, it's set up. You can change it. You can go through and with a little trash can, delete it all and redo your schedule if you find things change. But pretty much once you set it up, it's set up. Then the next thing you'll want to do is add your feeds. And so this is where it is a little bit more work. You have to go find the RSS feed for the blog articles that you'll want to pull from. And you can always add and remove things. And so you'll have in here, I've got a whole bunch of social media, industry leaders, thought leaders, people I know personally that I have relationships with. My own stuff is in here. So my blog, my feeds, my YouTube. And those are ones that are starred. So if I use the content, it doesn't get removed from the choices of content. So I can reuse my own content, which is really important. You want to be able to post your own content often. Whereas when you're posting everyone else's content, there's no reason to promote them more than once usually.
Right. So let me ask you this. So this feed that we're looking at right now, this is currently content that it's finding that it's actually going to put into your outgoing feed?
Not all of it. So this is the step of this is where I want to curate from. And so this is the biggest part of the setup is I know who in the industry that I want to pull information from. And I set it up that these RSS feeds, I want the option to pull their content from.
Okay. So essentially we're looking at the aggregate. This is where all the information comes in.
Yes. This is just the aggregate. And so again, once you set it up, it is set up and ready to go. And again, I've got the same naming convention that I did for the schedule. Initials of the client dash name of the blog, and then via their Twitter handle of the blog, the company. And so I have it for all the different clients. So
okay, so then if you were going, so how do we actually put content into the scheduler?
First, there's one more thing that you need to set up. Then once you're set up, you're set up. And these are the 3 minimum things to set up is the hashtags. So you go in, we'll open up the Provara marketing one. And what it does is when it's pulling the content from the RSS feed in the title of the blog articles, if any of these words, any of these keywords are in the title of the blog article, it swaps it out for a hashtag. And so you can automatically hashtag the content before you push it into Twitter, which is, since there's 2 billion searches a day on Twitter's search algorithm or search engine, that you definitely want, and they're searching by hashtag usually, you want to make sure you have this set up. And again, you can add and remove as time goes on.
Okay, so perfect.
Once you've set everything up, you go to start export, and that's why I was looking at Hootsuite to see publisher. I'm going to check real quick where I end Saturday because I'm going to pick.
You're already built out through Saturday.
I am. I'm built out through Saturday morning. So
which is great because I think one of the biggest problem with business owners is we go, oh, okay, we put content out and then, oh, it's the next day again. So to be able to put out, you know, like you were saying, 3 to 5 days of content in 5 minutes, how powerful is that?
Right, right. Actually, I'm looking at this. These are LinkedIn and Google Plus through Saturday. So I could start tomorrow. But again, you can do several days really quick, and I'll show you how. I'm picking my Twitter schedule, select a date. It's automatically tomorrow because it has to start at the top of the schedule. I click continue, and now I go into my feed channels. So I scroll in here, and let's select.
And just so you know, we got about 2 minutes left, so we're not going to be able to build out the whole day.
So you go in here, and this is all the blogs from Search Engine Land. I can randomly pick the ones I want. I can select first 5, first 10. Let's just do first 5, move selected. And it dumps them in there. Let me get a couple other in here to make it move selected.
So each one of these folders that you're opening is somebody's RSS feed, essentially.
Right, that I've already pre-done. And so you can see I've got a bunch in here that'll get me partially through the day tomorrow. Let me just get one more in here. And then you want to make sure you have your own stuff in here. So now they're color-coded by the different blog articles. I want to then next, I want to go in and run my hashtags. So I go into my hashtag folder, hashtag now, runs through all the content, hashtags, what I've got set up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I want to randomize it. So it's all mixed up. So I'm not doing 5 of one person, 5 of the next. It's all mixed up.
Very cool.
So I've done an entire day in all of a minute, and then I just export it to Hootsuite. I click the little Hootsuite button to export it, and then I go into Hootsuite and I import it, and I've scheduled an entire day in 2 minutes.
That is awesome. So I can definitely see if you're having to generate and push a lot of content, like you said, if you're running multiple companies, if you're an agency, this could be a very, very powerful tool, not only for, you know, again, the aggregate, being able to see all this content from all the different people is very cool, but how quick and easy it is to put that content out into your feeds pretty powerful.
It is. It also makes my job as a social media manager a lot easier because I can make sure I'm putting out enough content, and then we can focus on listening and interacting with people because we're not spending all of our time finding content. I did the, you know, if we remove the walkthrough of how to set it all up, I did an entire day in 1 or 2 minutes. I can do an entire week in 10 minutes. Then we can focus on other strategies to enhance the Twitter strategy. And we're not spending, you know, hours and hours on end finding 30 Twitter posts a day.
Right, right. Very powerful. All right. Well, our time is up. As always, I appreciate your time. Great information. That is Bundle Post. Bundlepost.com is where you can find more information. Next week, we're going to be talking about a new Facebook algorithm change that could affect your feed, your business feed on Facebook. So we'll be talking about that next week. Sarah, hope you have a great day and you get out of your cave and enjoy some sunshine.
Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, it's time. I think I'm actually coming into the office today, but it'll be nice to get out and enjoy some of the beautiful weather we're having.
All right, definitely. I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye.